Welcome to Kitchen Counseling. This is Chef Tom. I got a special treat for you today. We're gonna do a roasted carrots with turmeric and cumin. Now, if you want a nice vegetable recipe that's gonna spice things up and it's gonna make people go, wow, this is the one. I started playing with this recipe a long time ago. I did it at some events and people were just crazy over the carrot recipe. You got turmeric in it, you got cumin, you got coriander. There's lots of great spices. There's Aleppo pepper in here. It just pops. It's just an awesome, awesome dish. Now, we did it as a side dish. I also worked an event where I was doing a taco night for a bunch of people, and we had some vegetarians in there, and I had made some of this as a vegetarian. We put in a little bit of onions and peppers with the carrots and used the same mixture. And oh man, they were like, those are the best vegetarian tacos I've ever had. So this is a great base. You definitely want to check it out. There's a lot of prep for this one. It's not real hard. It's just there's some few things you got to do. So let's talk about that just a little bit. You are going to need to, well, let's start with the carrots. All right, let's spin it down here. You're gonna need about 10 medium carrots, and you're basically gonna cut them in half. And then if they're really big ones, fat ones, you're gonna wanna cut them in half again. You don't want them super thick. You want them fairly thin, and you want them all about the same size so that they will roast up evenly. So you're gonna have your 10 carrots cut up. Then you're gonna throw in 2 tablespoons of an extra virgin olive oil, just like so. And we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of fresh thyme that's been chopped up. Love working with fresh thyme. It is so much nicer than the dried. It's mellow. It just really has a nice flavor to it. And they're gonna put some salt and pepper to taste. So I do this my way. For the carrots, since you're doing with some the veggies here, you're going to use at least a teaspoon of salt, and that you probably don't need to do a whole lot more than that to start, because you can always adjust it at the end, which is the great thing. Pepper, maybe a half a teaspoon or so. Just going to get some little flavors on there to start. All right, and then we're just tossing them, just like so. Getting it all mixed up, get that olive oil all over everything. Okay, now let me wipe off my hands here so I can get back to the camera. All right, get some of that off so I can at least see you all again and you can see me. All right, now let's talk the specifics of this. Okay, you're going to need to preheat your oven to 425 degrees. Okay, we've done that. We got the oven going. What you're also going to do is you're going to want a heavy-duty baking pan. Okay, and you're going to want to put it in that oven for at least 3 to 4 minutes. Get it heated up before you put these carrots on it, because you want the carrots to really roast well. You're going to have them caramelizing in there, so you're going to want that pan to already be hot before you put the carrots in there. All right, so we got our pan, we got our baking sheet already in there. It's been about 4 minutes. We're gonna take that out and we're gonna put these things right onto that sheet. We're gonna throw it right back in there and we're gonna roast them. And while that's roasting, we got a couple other steps we're gonna do. So let's go ahead and run through the recipe real quick here for you. I'm just gonna lay it all out for you, and then we'll actually come back and do all the steps. So we got 10 medium carrots, peeled. If they're really fine ones, sometimes I don't peel them, but just wash them really, really good. You're gonna cut them in half lengthwise, and then if they're too long, cut them in half that way too. So you have some nice, not too big, but a little bit bigger than bite size. You're gonna have 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil is what we just put in here to mix it all up. You're gonna use salt and ground pepper to taste. Like I said, about a teaspoon of salt to start, maybe a half teaspoon of the black pepper, 1 tablespoon of thyme, fresh thyme leaves. So you can find those in your store. They have them in the little containers here and stuff like that. And you're just gonna take some of those up, chop them up real quick, and get a tablespoon of that. Was really easy. Then the next steps, the next ingredients, you're gonna need a half a teaspoon of cumin seeds, a half a teaspoon of coriander seeds, and they're gonna be lightly toasted. So what I do is I get my seeds, I measure them out, and then I just throw them in a little teeny pan. Got a little teeny fry pan here, and I just toast them. a minute, 2 minutes, not very, it doesn't take very long. You can start seeing the color change. You can start to smell them, get them off there. You don't want to burn them. Just like I told you, you want them to open it up. What we're gonna do some stuff with that too. You're gonna also need 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter that we're gonna melt. You're gonna need a half a teaspoon of turmeric. You're gonna need a half a teaspoon of ancho chile pepper, and you're gonna need 2 tablespoons of fresh mint. So, and I've already got it chopped up. Again, same thing. You can find those in the store in little containers. You just need 2 tablespoons quickly chopped up and you're ready to go, and that's going to go in a little bit later. So let's grab that pan out of the oven. Let's throw these carrots on there. So I'm going to leave that pan over there, and I'm going to work from over there because we're just going to throw these on. Hear that sizzle? That's where our caramelization is going to come from. Just get them in a single layer. That's all you need. And we're going to put them on for 20 minutes. So now we're going to roast those for 20 minutes. We'll check them in about 10, stir them a little bit, kind of move them around, make sure the roasting is going real well. Let them go for another 10, check them again. They should be done. They might need a few more minutes. We can rotate them, we can stir them around again. If they do, we might need to go another 5 minutes or so, but we'll start with the 20 and then we're going to go from there. So while those are cooking, now the next steps, your steps in the process, that was your first couple steps. We heated the preheated oven and we heated the pan ahead of time, and then we cut up our carrots and we put our oil, salt and pepper, and fresh thyme together, mixed it all up, put it on the pan, on the sheet pan, and then back in the oven. Now it's cooking. So those are our first couple steps that we did. So what we're looking at the end of that 20 minutes now for that is that those carrots should be coming out. They should be slightly caramelized and tender. We don't want them real snappy, but we don't want them also just really soft and soggy. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we're going to kind of play with that time just a little bit. So while those are in the oven, we're going to place our cumin. We did our cumin. Now this is where you just throw it on a little pan and you could toast it right there because it only takes a minute or so. Once it comes out, you're going to take that toasted cumin, and if you want to go old school, you can do a mortar and pestle with this. You're basically going to kind of pound it up. You don't want to open it up. I use a spice grinder. And so if you don't have a spice grinder, you can use a coffee grinder, but make sure you clean it really, really well. Get all the coffee stuff out of it so it's nice and clean, so you're using it just for the spices. I tend to have one for coffee, one for spices. That's what I do at my house. And you're just grinding it up so that it's more like a powder. There's still going to be little chunks in there, but they're not going to be the whole seeds in it. All right. So I'm going to show you what this looks like right now. So now, ooh, the smell. Boy, when you grind them up, boy, that's really a nice smell. Okay, so now let's do the next step. While this is in there cooking for 20 minutes, our next step is we're going to put the 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. We're just going to melt it. So we're going to melt the butter down, and once the butter is melted, we're going to add a half a teaspoon of turmeric, a half a teaspoon of ancho chile pepper. Yeah. All right. We should be good now. All right, we got our butter. And we got our half a teaspoon. So let's add our turmeric to our butter. There we go. Let's add our ancho, or actually I'm using a ancho chili pepper. You can use some different peppers here, whatever you like. Aleppo pepper was the original recipe for this, or you can use a mild chili powder. I like the ancho chili pepper, and it's for me it's easy to find, so I just have kind of stuck with that one. All right, so we have put together our turmeric, peppers, and then we're going to mix those grounded seeds that we just did. All right, that's our half teaspoon of cumin and a half teaspoon of coriander. We're going to put all of that into this bowl also. This is our little spice mixture. This is going to be nice. And then we're just going to kind of mix it up. All right. So this is our little mixture. This is what's going to go into the pan. What the next step is when the actual carrots are done. When they're done cooking, they're done roasting, we're going to transfer this mixture into a large saute pan. We're going to add some mint and the carrots, and we're going to mix it all together. All right? So that's really where we're going with it. So right now we're just waiting for the carrots to get done. We're pretty much all set on everything else, so we're just going to hang. We'll be back in a few minutes when the carrots are ready to come out of the oven. See ya. Bye. All right, we're back. We were going to cook them for about 20 minutes. Now, these carrots were a little bit smaller than what I'm used to using. So after about the 10 minutes, I did check them. I flipped them over. They were looking like they were cooking a little faster. So we only went about 15 to 16 minutes on this batch. And that's what you're going to do, depending on the size of your carrots and how much you cut them down and how you want to get them roasted, but you don't want to kill them here. So let me show you what they look like. We got them out of the oven now. So we got our carrots here all set, ready to go. And you see the little roastings in there or whatnot. Then we're going to throw them into our pan. Now this is the pan. This is the... let me get this here. Here we go. Oops, I just dropped all my stuff. Okay. So what is in this pan is the butter mixture that we made with the turmeric and with the ancho chili pepper and with the coriander and cumin seeds. We put all that together, mixed it into a little bowl, got it all mixed up. We put that in a pan. We put the fresh mint in here and mixed it all up. Just turn it on low heat just to kind of keep it all nice and moving around there. And then once the carrots come out, you just dump them in there and move them around so the carrots get all that nice spice mixture all over them. And then you're done. And then it's all about eating. So let's give this one a try. Let's see how this came out. Oh. You still got crispy. They're not hard. They got just a little bit of a crunch to them. But the flavor is out of this world. This one hits a home run. You want a home run with the veggie? You need to try this recipe. This is my roasted carrots with turmeric and cumin. Send me an email. I'll send it to you. It is wonderful. You will blow people out of the water with this one. It's a nice side dish. Like I said, I've used this as a base for some other vegetarian things. I added some other things to it. This is a really nice overall recipe. That one it's really good. Anyway, so that's our roasted carrots for tonight. If you liked what you saw, like us on Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel, check out the stuff, all the info at the end of the show for all the streaming services through KP Media TV. Any other way, anything else I can help you with, just send me an email, yoursoulpath@gmail.com. Otherwise, remember my 4 F's: family, friends, fun, and food. And enjoy life. See you on down the road. Have a good one. Until the next show. See ya. Bye.